Next example, we have barium chloride. Start with barium. Where is barium on the periodic chart? When you take a look at the periodic chart, you see barium in the second column, which means it's a main group metal. It is not a transition metal. We do not need a parenthesis. So we put barium. Barium alive. Now, this is just chlorine. This is not a polyatomic ion, even though there's a 2. The 2 is there to balance the charge that is positive to the barium, but we don't really care. This is just chlorine. And our very first examples that we had of binary compounds showed us that elements create negative ions end in IDE. So we change chlorine to chloride. We have a hydrate attached to it. Again, we're not going to put the dot down there. No. But the prefix for 10 is deca, so this becomes decahydrate. All right, now let's go the other direction. Let's start with the name and come up with the formula. Actually, let's go another page on this. My favorite element of all time, molybdenum. We chemistry majors at Macquarie College when I went there. Had a really good friend of ours, her first name was Molly, and she wore jeans all the time because that's what people did in the late 60s, early 70s. And so we just called her Molybdenum because it was chemistry, and we're just hilarious. 6 carbonate hexahydrate. Okay, so we already know that molybdenum is a transition metal. That's why we got the 6 there. And the nice thing about these problems that have transition metals in them is that the charge is right in the name. We don't have to go fishing for it in the periodic chart. So MO, and we're going to put +6 like so. Carbonate, well that one we do have to go to the chart. We know, because it ends in ATE, it's a very good chance it's a polyatomic ion. Well, more than better, it's absolutely means it's a polyatomic ion. We find carbonate on here, and oh look, it's right, the first one of the -2 charges. So the formula CO3 has a charge of -2. So that's CO3. That has a charge of -2. We got +6 and -2. We'll come back to the hexahydrate in just a little bit. We got to get this balance right here. Now, because this is 6 and this is -2, we got to add up to 0, and that means I'm going to have 3 of these to make -6. The 6 plus -6 equals 0, and that's what we want. And because we're going to have more than one polyatomic ion, we got to put parentheses around the polyatomic ion, and then this 3 that multiplies the charge of -2 goes right up here. And the formula for the anhydrate, molybdenum 6 carbonate, is this. Now we're going to have the hydrate attached to it, and that means now we put the dot in the formula. Even though it's not in the name, we put it in the formula. Yes, 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 yes. So, the prefix hexa, you take a look at that chart if you don't know it, is 6. That means we're going to have 6 waters attached to it. Ladies and germs, there is the formula for molybdenum 6 carbonate hexahydrate. Last example. You want to give the formula for sodium phosphite tetrahydrate. Okay? Now, oh look, no stinking parenthesis in Roman numeral. That's because sodium is not a transition metal. It's what we call a main group metal. It's found in group 1 on the periodic chart. Sodium is Na. Phosphite, NaITE or ATE, and a couple of times IDE. But most ATE and ITE means it's going to be a polyatomic ion. And phosphite is right here, PO3 with a charge of -3. So PO3 with a charge of -3. I'm not going to tell you here. I'll put it underneath it. Now, we need a charge for sodium. Sodium is in group 1, as I said. And if you remember from the ions that the charges of a metal are the positive value of the A group. So if this is in group 1A, then the charge of sodium is +1. And again, we want these to add up to 0. In order for that to happen, we have to multiply sodium by +3, which means we have to have 3 of these right here. That's +3 plus -3 equals 0. This is the formula of the anhydrate. Now we're going to hydrate it. Put a dot there. Yes, yes, yes. Tetra means 4. Oh, by the way, if you ever play a game, if you know the movie Monty Python in Search of Holy Grail, they have a game called Monty Python in Search of Holy Grail, and they have a game in that called Bring Out Your Dead. It is Tetris with bodies from the plague. What a funny prospect that is. It's wonderful, actually. Tetra means 4. And that is our formula for sodium phosphide tetrahydride. Your assignment or your practice problems, you have to give the name for these right here and the formulas for these 3 right here. Have fun!